Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predictions for Manchester United's game against Southampton on Sunday. So score prediction, I'm going to go with 3-1 to Manchester United. And the goal scorers, I'm going to go with Jadon Sancho, and I think Bruno Fernandes will get 2. And Southampton's goal scorer, I'm going to go with Nathan Redmond. Now I'm expecting Manchester United to beat Southampton because we've got a very good away record in the Premier League. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. Plus, we've enjoyed a very good start to the season. Obviously, we beat Leeds last week 5-1 at Old Trafford. We saw Bruno Fernandes get his first hat-trick as a Manchester United player. We saw Paul Pogba get 4 assists. We saw Fred and Mason Greenwood get their names on the score sheet. And Leeds' goal came from Luke Ayling. And we recently beat Burnley 3-1 in that behind closed doors friendly game. Southampton lost their opening game last weekend against Everton 3-1. Like I mentioned on the preview, I think Southampton are going to really struggle this season. Obviously they lost Danny Ings this summer to Aston Villa, and Danny Ings was one of Southampton's key players. They also lost Bertrand to Leicester this summer. They also lost Vestergaard to Leicester. And Southampton have lost a lot of other good players as well. They lost Cedric Soares to Arsenal. They lost Holberg to Tottenham. They lost Luke Shaw to us back in 2014. They also lost Charlie Austin, and he was one of Southampton's key players. He was good when he was at Southampton. They've lost players like Nathaniel Klein to Liverpool. They did lose Virgil van Dijk to Liverpool a few years ago. They also lost Dejan Lovren to Liverpool. They lost Adam Lallana to Liverpool. And they lost Sadio Mane to Liverpool. So Liverpool have done very, very good business with Southampton. Southampton made some signings in the summer. Obviously they brought Adam Armstrong in from Blackburn. They brought Valentino Livramento in. They brought Armando Broja in. And they brought Romain Perraud in. Theo Walcott is now back at Southampton because he was with Everton last season. Southampton did have Mina Mimo on loan, but now he's gone back to Liverpool. Like I've mentioned, Nathan Redmond, he's one of Southampton's key players. Stuart Armstrong, he's also quite good. Southampton have also got Shane Long. Obafemi, he's one of their key players. Che Adams, he's also good. They've got that Teller. James Ward-Prowse, he's one of Southampton's key players. I think he's actually been out with injury. I think he missed some of Southampton's pre-season friendly games. They've also got Romeu. Romeu was out with injury for a while last season. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. Southampton have also got Kyle Walker-Peters. They've got Alex McCartney, Harry Lewis. They've got Smallbone, he's actually out with injury until September. They've got Jan Valery. One of their goalkeepers is Forster. They've also got Bednarek, you know, he's quite good. Southampton's current manager is Ralph Hasenhüttl. He's been at Southampton for a few years now. He's got a contract with Southampton till 2024. Southampton were very, very consistent when they had Mauricio Pochettino, because Mauricio Pochettino guided Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League, which I think was 8th. Now, we beat Southampton last season at St Mary's 3-2. We overcame a 2-goal deficit. And last season we thrashed them at Old Trafford 9-0. That was the first time we'd scored 9 goals since the 9-0 win against Ipswich back in 1995. The last time Southampton beat us was back in January 2016. Our next game after Southampton is Wolves. Then it's Newcastle, then it's West Ham. So we should win our next 4 games. We are top of the Premier League at the moment. My next video, I will be giving you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of this game. Yesterday I gave you the preview for this game, plus I give you my predicted 11 on how I think Man United will line up. Like I said, I'm expecting Rafael Varane to make his debut, and I'm expecting Jadon Sancho to make his full Premier League debut. Jadon Sancho made his debut last weekend against Leeds. He come off the bench. We do have some players missing. As you all know, Marcus Rashford has got a shoulder injury. He's out until October. Don't forget, earlier on in the summer, Marcus Rashford decided to have surgery on his shoulder. Alex Telles is out. He sustained an ankle injury in training a few weeks ago. Telles wouldn't have been in contention to play anyway, even if he had been available, because obviously Luke Shaw's our first choice left back. Dean Henderson's unavailable at the moment because he's been recovering from COVID. Jesse Lingard, I think he's now available. At one point Jesse Lingard did have COVID. Cavani has been unavailable. I'm not too sure what's happening with Cavani. You know, do you think he'll play any part in this game? So that's about it. Eric Bailly is now back. Phil Jones is back. Phil Jones made his comeback from injury in that game against Burnley. Jones played in that game against Burnley. Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. He's staying at Manchester United this season after Solskjaer tells Jones he remains part of his first team plans this season. So there you go. Now, you know the news on the transfers. This morning I gave you the news on Ruben Neves. Manchester United are still interested in Ruben Neves, as Wolves set transfer price for a late deal. Wolves want £40 million for Ruben Neves. Now, earlier on in the summer, Ruben Neves hinted that he'd made a decision on his future, and he called any talks of a transfer away. And it did say at one point that Man United were leading Arsenal in the race to sign Ruben Neves. And it says Wolves were ready to sell Ruben Neves and they was willing to accept £35 million. So now obviously they're demanding £5 million more than what they initially wanted. Ruben Neves seems happy at Wolves. Ruben Neves has been at Wolves for like 4 years now. He's made 152 appearances in the Premier League. Wolves paid £15.8 million for him from Porto back in 2017, and he's got a contract with Wolves until 2024. Like I said on the video this morning, I'd certainly take him at Man United, Ruben Neves, because he's still young, a lot of development in him. His performances for Wolves have been fantastic, and he's well proven in the Premier League. And if he come to Man United, he'd replicate what he's done with Wolves. But Wolves know how much of an imperative player Ruben Neves is. You know, Wolves lost Jota last year to Liverpool, and Wolves have really struggled without Diego Jota. They also lost Matt Doherty. Solskjaer has confirmed that he wants to make one more signing in this summer transfer window. But who's it going to be? Solskjaer's priority is to get a midfielder on the board. But now with Man United offloading players, it gives us much better chance of getting that final signing on the board. We've obviously been linked with Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. It recently said we've paused our pursuit of Eduardo Camavinga. The agent of Eduardo Camavinga, Jonathan Barnett, said Eduardo Camavinga is in no rush to decide his future. And Fabrizio Romano, he's spoken a lot about the Camavinga transfer saga. He said not so long ago that Camavinga has 2 options this summer, including Man United. He said Man United and PSG have not yet made any offers. Camavinga's contract showdown with Rennes continues. His current contract expires next year. Now, the Sun said the other week that Man United are in a 2-horse race with PSG for Eduardo Camavinga. The player's preference is PSG. I think Rennes are willing to sell him for, £25 million. You know, Man United still want Declan Rice from West Ham, but I'm very sceptical we'll get him because West Ham are demanding at least £100 million. Very good player, Declan Rice. He's been at West Ham for a good 7 years or so now. He's got a contract with them till 2024. Declan Rice is predominantly a holding midfielder, but he can also be deployed as a centre-half. I just like the way Declan Rice breaks up the play. And he's proven in the Premier League. Declan Rice initially learnt his trade in the Premier League. Was also linked with Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. But as far as I'm aware now, we're no longer in for him. You know the news on Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard is ready to leave Man United if he does not play regularly. Solskjaer did confirm that Lingard remains part of his first team plans this season, despite the ongoing speculation. We dropped our asking price for Jesse Lingard to £20 million. So West Ham have received a huge boost in their pursuit of Lingard. West Ham's first team coach, Stuart Pearce, said that West Ham want to sign Jesse Lingard, and he also mentioned he's a special lad. Fabrizio Romano did mention that West Ham are ready to submit another bid for Lingard. Premier League Live said that Lingard has agreed to join West Ham on loan in this summer transfer window. Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham last season, and he made a fantastic impact. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time, risen up our academy. He's made like 133 appearances in the Premier League for Man United. Lingard has won the FA Cup, the Charity Shield, the EFL Cup and the Europa League at Man United, and he scored in some of them finals. Don't forget there was a period where Lingard went over a year without scoring a goal in the Premier League or registering an assist. Lingard's had quite a few loan spells though. He had loan spell with Leicester, Birmingham, Brighton, Derby and West Ham. Andres Pereira, he's close to joining Flamengo on loan until the end of June 2022. Flamengo have the option to buy Andres Pereira for €15 million. Flamengo will pay a loan fee of £850,000 to Man United for Pereira. There's no obligation to buy included in the deal, by the way, as I thought there might have been. This will be Pereira's 4th loan spell because he's already had 3 loan spells. Last season he was out on loan with Lazio, and before he's had loan spells with Granada and Valencia. Pereira has been with us since 2011. He's made like 45 appearances in the Premier League for Man United. Pereira has got a contract with the club until 2023. To Pereira's credit, he did well throughout pre-season. Amad Diallo is 90% certain to leave Man United on loan in the coming weeks. Sheffield United want him. Fabrizio Romano did mention that Basel and Crystal Palace have registered an interest in signing Amad Diallo on loan. We need to loan Amad Diallo out because he don't really play for us. And obviously if he goes out on loan he'll get a lot more opportunities, plus he'll gain more experience, which is beneficial. We got Amad Diallo from Atlanta back in January. We got him in a deal worth £37 million. Man United paid like £19 million up front. Amad Diallo's got a contract with Man United till 2025. Looks like Brandon Williams is going out on loan to Norwich. Sky Sports News said the other day that Norwich were in advanced talks to sign Brandon Williams on loan. Yes, we definitely need to loan Brandon Williams out because he's our 3rd choice left back and he doesn't really play much for Man United. Brandon Williams has been a long-term target for Southampton and Newcastle, and last season he provided cover for Luke Shaw and Alex Telles at left back and Anwan Bissaka at right back. Williams has got a contract with Man United till 2024. He made his first team debut back in September 2019. Didn't he? Before the start of the season, Solskjaer spoke out on Man United's transfer plans. he did mention that any more signings would be a bonus for Man United. We are now into the final 2 weeks of the summer transfer window. Solskjaer has been very pleased with our summer transfer business. And Man United have enjoyed a good summer transfer window. We have made 3 signings so far. Brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, and we also brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid. And we spent £120 million. And surprisingly, Solskjaer has received the backing he deserves. Our owners, the Glazers, have backed him only because they've been persuaded to. Because towards the end of last season, a lot of United fans protested against the Glazers at Old Trafford, because the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. Solskjaer did reveal towards the end of last season that the Glazers apologised. And it said at one point the Glazers could have been forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. On the 4th of June, which was earlier on this year, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum and he promised Man United fans that Solskjaer would get the financial backing. But the Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time, like I've mentioned, because they've put us in so much debt. The Glazers have been with us now for 16 years. They purchased the club for £500 million back in 2005. Woodward, he said several times before that he'd back Solskjaer, and even when we was enjoying them bad periods under Ollie, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. Don't forget the other week, Woodward sent a transfer warning to Solskjaer saying that he's obviously got to sell some more players so he can get more signings on the board. Woodward's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Reasons is because Woodward has been accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was for so long, plus we've overpaid for players in recent years. But Woodward should have never been put into that position in the first place when he was making the footballing decisions. But yeah, we know Woodward's leaving Man United. It got announced he was leaving when that European Super League came into the equation. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. And John Murtough, he's our director of football, and we certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention it's one of the structural changes we needed at the club, and Murtough's played a part in, getting Solskjaer the signings he wanted in. And Darren Fletcher, he's also part of the club. This summer transfer window has been Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. I think Man United have got a very good chance of winning the Premier League this season. I certainly think the signings of Sancho and Varane turn Manchester United into title contenders. Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. These United fans that are sceptical we're going to win a title under Ollie or anything under Ollie. Solskjaer is aware that he has to win a trophy this season to basically save his job, because he's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. But Solskjaer knows this season's massive for him because he's got big expectations to exceed. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes, didn't he? He said he knew the pressure was on, and he made an admission saying that Man City were the favourites, but the title race is open. What an achievement it would be for Solskjaer if he was to win the title this season. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has managed 152 games as Man United manager. A few weeks ago, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024, with an option of a further year. And a lot of United fans were unhappy with us giving him this new contract. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United for almost 3 years now. And reflecting now on his being at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learned quite a bit on the job. He's tried a few different things, you know, he's like rotated the squad a lot, he's tried different formations, but if you've noticed, Solskjaer has gone a lot with that 4-2-3-1 formation. A few times he's gone with like the 4-3-3 or he's gone with the 3-5-2. So yeah. But I reckon Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, because in certain aspects he has brought consistency back. So that's about it, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.